Full-time Devils, Derby preview. City, not county. I'm here today with Adam Mckola, obviously. Jay Motty, obviously. Lads, we need to start. We've lost, what is it? 5 games in 7.
Is it 6 out of 8?
I don't know.
6 out of 8. 6 out of 8.
6 out of 8. We've lost loads anyway. It's a
six out of games lost. 6 out of 8 games lost since the PSG game.
I don't know how we've ended up here. I don't know how we get out of it. Adam, can you tell me?
The only way we get out of this is by handing Liverpool the title.
Jay, come on, tell me.
For starters, you got to always win the next game, and that is against City.
That's it.
And I get where Mac is coming from. It hands Liverpool the title because I think even if we draw, I think that's Liverpool's title. But do you know what? It's a derby. It's City. We're in the rut. Just beat them. Just win.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
We're all Man United
fans everything
on this channel.
Do you know what? I mean, I don't mean to get honest. I remember years ago in '95, right? Blackburn went to Liverpool, and Liverpool fans were like,
so when we had West Ham?
Yeah, urging Liverpool to lose. Banners, would you rather Gary Neville won it or, Blackburn or whatever? They wanted them to lose, and the worst thing is, Liverpool actually beat them, and we went and drew West Ham, so we didn't win the title anyway. But that mentality, I remember thinking, I could never think like that. I could never want my own team to lose just because it stops one of my rivals from winning something. And now we're at this place, man. I'm not having it.
That's the thing. I'm going to be... Obviously, I want Manchester United to beat Manchester City. But it's what happens... No, I do.
No, but do you?
I do. When I'll be at Old Trafford, I'll be singing, I'll be cheering all the goals, everything. It's that realise that it's the City goals.
Go on, Aguero!
It'll be that realisation at the end of it that will make me sick, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's it.
And you just mentioned that, it would absolutely crap me up as if, you know how we've kind of got this way of laughing at ourselves at United sometimes, being able to take the piss out of yourselves. Can you imagine if the game was as bad as Everton and halfway through we're just let's just start taking the piss out of Liverpool? That'd be really bad, wouldn't it?
Players volleying it in and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be really bad. But look, we need to turn it around. How we go about turning that around, obviously the only way you can is by winning football games. But the thing for me, I haven't really been able to put my finger on what has been the problem. Has Ollie changed the way we're playing? Is he asking for different things from the players? I mean, in formation-wise, we seem to be playing a little bit different. We're playing a game with two wingers, one man through the middle. We seem to be going towards more 2 with 1 just off under Ollie early on. I know in some of the bigger games we played that way as well. So maybe it could be a change of tactics. Maybe it could be we've been drilled to play one style of football. Now we've completely changed. In that short amount of time, we've put in a lot of energy, and it's going to it's going to burn out a little bit. And maybe the players haven't been prepared for that kind of. They're fit, obviously, but being drilled for that kind of football takes a while. I mean, I think if you remember City in their first season under Pep, they were getting things wrong because of the style.
They lost 4-0, didn't they, Everton?
Yeah. And they were getting things wrong because of the style that they were being asked to play. They weren't used to it and they weren't able to keep up with it. So it could have something to do with that. But ultimately, as Manchester United fans, Manchester United players, we have to expect better than what we saw at Everton. And people just weren't doing the simple things right. And that's the frustrating thing for me. As a player, you go, but you always get told, just keep it simple. If things aren't going your way, keep it simple. If you concede a goal, for 2-3 minutes, just keep it simple to get back into it. And we don't.
We're the opposite. You almost start trying too hard as soon as.
But I think Ollie's surprised by this as well, and you could see it in his press conference after, couldn't you?
Speaking of that press conference, when he criticised quite a few players after that, I know he didn't actually name them, but he said quite a large percentage of the squad. To me, that was instant indication that he's going to play a few kids against City. Do you think that's a possibility?
I don't think it'd be necessarily. I know a lot of people in Liverpool will be fuming if they see the likes of Garner and Chong and Greenwood on the team sheet.
Shit, I was like, yes, come on.
If you look at, I know it wasn't quite that extreme, but our best performance or our best result this season was against Paris, and you finished the game with Greenwood and Chong on the pitch. McTominay started. I know it was needs must because we had all them injuries. And I think when you're looking for passion, you're looking for players that are going to put everything on the line, then the youngsters will. And if that's what you're questioning, I don't know if it is necessarily a passion thing or an effort thing. And I think all the United players will want to respond. And I think the likes of Matic and Pogba and Fred or whoever will put a shift in and try as hard as he can. Is giving youngsters the chance in a game like this, the right idea. Probably not.
What if they lose? What if they
Probably
get battered? Then what does that do for their?
That's what I mean. It's you can't just throw a load of kids in against the the reigning champions.
Wouldn't mind 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Because I mean, we got battered by Everton.
We're going to talk about the teams in a bit, as everyone's predicted starting 11s. But like, I'm talking a couple of kids being thrown in there. I'm not talking like a starting 11 of under 18s or anything.
I mean, you could potentially see room for a Chung starting on the right. Give us a little bit of balance. I'd like Delo had a very bad game against Everton, but I'd keep him in the team. Luke Shaw's back, which is great for us. I know I'm going away from the youngsters, but I can't see us starting a Greenwood. I can't see us starting a James Garner. I just can't see it happening. Starting James Garner against City's midfield.
I'm not saying do
no,
it.
I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just,
well,
it's quite it's a big task. Now he could rise for that.
He'd be spinning.
But yeah, he'd be on a absolute, it'd be kaleidoscope of movement.
Never recover from it.
I remember I played against a team, I played at a decent level sometimes.
I like Adam's footballing stories.
And they wore Barcelona shirts.
At trials at Villa.
It was an Umbro tournament, and mate, I was playing central midfield, and I never played central midfield, but I could do a job. Played against a proper central midfield, and they just passed us off the park. And I remember just after 20 minutes, I was just clattering people because I was bored. Yeah. Like, we've just got played off the. You imagine that happening? Like,
wish we did more of that when we were getting played off the park.
I know James Garner's better than me, and he's an actual central midfielder, and he plays for an actual football team. But like, imagine James Garner going from 23s to Manchester City. And now you've got to deal with these guys running off you, this guy's running there, fullbacks are pushing up. Like, it'll be football he's never ever seen before, and it's.
I think you're right. I think you can have 1 or 2. Like Pep did it against Spurs, and he brought in Foden, who has played a lot of first team football, not a lot, but some first team football. You get away bringing 1 or 2. You can't just go and bang 3 youngsters in.
It's always easy to throw them into a winning team as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be a recipe for disasters. I'd like to see someone like Greenwood on the bench. I would, even Chong. I think that's an option.
Start. I'd see a couple of them start, genuinely. Not too.
You know what I mean? I don't think they've had enough of a chance yet this season. It's been a bit disappointing because we always knew Jose wasn't going to give him much, and then you got the impression Ollie was, and they've had a little bit, but not quite enough.
I think Ollie is, and I think Ollie's using this time to figure out his squad. We've heard what he's saying recently about, some of these players won't be here to see the success that I'll have at this club, and I think we could see, remember when Ferg got rid of Kanchelski since? I think we're going to see some experienced players go, couple come in, few players sold, few players brought, and I think he might already have in his mind, he's all right, Chong's all right, Greenwood's all right. They probably don't have anything to prove to him, whereas the players that are in the first team, he probably has more to learn about them than them, so it's difficult to be asking them to make decisions like that in a game against City, but those are I hate to say it, those are the levels we want to be playing at.
Right.
Start calling you David Moyes in a minute.
Oh no, we want to aspire to
make life as difficult as
no, but listen. You see the people that love to backtrack and defend Mourinho and say, Mourinho knew all along. Why don't they say that about Moyes? Moyes said the same things.
My favourite Moyes.
Moyes said aspiring to be City.
My favourite.
Yeah, but at the time we were the reigning champions of England.
No, but it's the same thing. So no one thinks of Moyes in that way. They all deserve to get the sacking that they got, and we need to give Ollie the backing.
I really hope there's no City fans watching this at this point, but ahead of the derby, we've got to do it. And I don't just want to talk about what's happening on the pitch, because it's obvious where they're better than us on the pitch, but I want to talk as how the clubs are run as a whole at the minute as well. I want to compare City to us at the minute, because the problems we're having, it feels like the complete opposite is going on there. It's horrible to see, but it feels like it's a football club which is being run very, very well at the minute.
It is, but for the wrong reasons. I mean, let's not forget this is just a PR exercise for a
murderous regime.
Fact, who don't care about football, we've got no interest in Manchester City whatsoever, but it's given them the publicity that they wanted, and it's worked.
I hope you're not planning on going out to any World Cups soon.
See, I am. That's why I've not said out.
Well, let's not. They didn't buy Manchester City because they love City or they grew up in, Beswick.
The four were probably thought they were buying United.
They grew up with Nick-off posters.
Yeah,
sure.
Like, we love Clayton. We want to make it great again. That's not the case.
The walls of the palace.
It is what it is. But they're investing the money that as a football fan you'd want to see invested into your team. They've got football men making the decisions about the team. They've got a manager and a director of football, or whatever he's called, who've worked together, who've known each other since they were players. And it obviously makes sense, and you can see the effects of what they're doing on the pitch. No matter how much we hate it, 100 points is a phenomenal achievement, and you can look at the ins and outs of what went on. But it's working for him, and what we've got at the minute, or since Fergie retired, has just been one great big fucking mess.
And also, it's not just that. Yes, you can look at City and say they're doing amazing and we want to do things like that or whatever. And then others may say, wow, they're spending a lot of money, so to do that, you've got to spend a lot. But actually, we're seeing a Liverpool side that haven't got, yes, they've spent a lot of money on certain players and individuals, but they haven't got the resources of City, and they're managing to maintain a challenge. And that might not happen for 3-4 years, but what it's showing is that with good coaching, with a good structure in place, with good scouting, with being active and correct in the transfer market, you can bridge the gap. And we need to have a similar summer to the one they had last summer. We need to have a similar summer to the one City had about 3 years before they got Guardiola. Because City were always ready for Guardiola. They knew he was coming. They even thought they were probably going to get Messi. I remember reading Red Issue like 6 years before they got Pep, and they were saying Pep's coming, Messi's coming. Like we all knew it was going to happen, and they were prepared for that. Whereas we've not been. We've had a scattergun approach to managers, to transfers, to everything, and nothing quite fits. We've bought some very talented players, but maybe what's happened at the time, or their attitude, or their mentality is not right. But we need to get everything right.
You see the long-term thing with City. You see when they got Pellegrini in, they didn't think we're going to have Pellegrini for 5 seasons.
No.
They thought we'll have him for 2 seasons and then we can go for Pep. Pep can come in. You can see there's a thinking there. We'll get these players in. Some of these players are ready now. Some of them will be ready further down the line. You can see that. With us, we'll get Moyes in. We'll have him for 6 years. His contract's still not run out, by the way. What happens there? Then we'll get Van Halen. We'll get Van Halen. He'll sort the mess out. Then things start going. We'll get Mourinho in. There's no long term. When we got Moyes in, we didn't think we were going to have Mourinho 3 years later.
No.
When we got Van Halen, we didn't think we were going to have Mourinho 2 years after him. There was no long term strategy there. It just went wrong. And then we tried to correct it. And it's the same with the transfers. When we bought Di Maria, we didn't think we were going to sell him 6 months later or whatever it was, 9 months later.
Well, yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, you know.
Di Maria was a different one.
As the club, I don't think the club bought him in to think we'll get rid of him in the summer for £20 million.
Sanchez is probably the one.
Yeah. So it's just like you hit the nail on the head there, scattergun. There's no forward planning, no plan. It's all, process. It's just throw him in, throw money at it.
It's as if the club's run by people who don't actually understand the game of football. Would you say that? There seems to some people say that's harsh on Ed Woodward to say something like that. Like, but the guy obviously does know what he's talking about in some regard.
No, look, people that think Ed Woodward is going to get moved out of this club are madly mistaken. In fact, Ed Woodward does more good for the club than he does bad for the club in terms of running it as a business. No, but on the football side of things, he's not good for the club. And that's where there needs to be a disconnect. Ed Woodward, you are amazing in terms of creating the money for Manchester United to be able to spend and bringing in money, which is important. Look, we're all football fans, and we all, in an ideal world, football clubs aren't businesses, but they are.
Yes.
And they have to make money. And that's why Ed Woodward's fantastic, and that's why he's in that position he's in. But he's not a football man. We're falling behind on the football side of things, and we need someone to come in.
But is he fantastic? I mean, it's the easiest job in the world to make money at United. Liverpool are going to eclipse our kit deal now. I've read that somewhere.
No, but that's bound to happen once time passes, right? When did we sign that deal?
Yeah.
When did we sign that deal? 5-6 years ago.
Something like
so
that.
when time passes, surely the deals are going to get bigger. Our next deal will be bigger than that as well.
I just don't know, man. I mean, when I look at it, I just don't understand how. Yeah, I get what you're saying. He brings in the money, he does that. Why still 6 years down the line?
He was the accountant that helped the Glazers.
Exactly, Glazer thing, and why he's still involved in football decisions. If you want to go and get us a new tampon sponsor, great. But when it comes to who our next signing should be, or whether we give Chris Smalling a long term, or Phil Jones or Ashley Young a long term contract, he's not the one that should be making those decisions.
Just want some rich Chinese billionaire In fact, there's a rich Chinese billionaire watching this. Actually,
Does it have to be
YouTube's banned in
Chinese,
China.
Jeff?
Why only
I
China?
don't know. I was just thinking. I don't know. There's rich Chinese billionaire.
Just
let's
a
do it.
billionaire.
We're quite big over there, aren't we? So I was like, let's.
There's been a lot of
get
talk
one
about a
them in.
Saudi takeover potentially.
Yeah, moving on.
You on that?
Right, starting 11.
I'm on it.
I'll change my opinion about regimes then. Bring it on.
Take the hands off, lads. They deserved it. Right, starting 11s for the derby. Adam, what you saying?
David De Gea in goal.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, Delo again. I'd give Delo a chance. He was bad against Everton, but I'll play him. Lindelof, Smalling, McTominay, Fred and Pogba. None of the front three that played against Everton deserve to start.
No, I think one of them might get. I think we might get a fresh face in there, the front three.
Then Lingard will start. But even on form, he doesn't deserve to start. But Lingard will start with
Change, man.
with Lukaku and Rashford. You know what? I don't know. I'm not going to say it.
Go on, say it.
I just feel like Rashford and Lukaku they're all been as bad as each other recently. But it's Martial that gets all the stick.
It is more than the other.
Like Martial has had a bad 3 weeks. Rashford has had like a bad 2 months.
But I think there's mitigating
And people will put,
with
we
Rashford.
should just pick this team on against City and it'll have Rashford in it, but you'll drop Martial and Pogba.
I wouldn't drop Pogba against City.
No, but I
think
mean,
that's
I've seen teams
absolute
like that out there
madness.
that people will drop Pogba and Martial and all that, but they won't drop
Under
Rashford.
no, I don't care what anyone says. Under no circumstances should you dropping Pogba from this team. That's just like throwing petrol on a fire.
When we
That
played
just
them at
doesn't
the end
make
of
any
last
sense
season,
at all.
Sanchez and Pogba weren't necessarily playing well at the time, did they? And they made the game for us. So
The good old days when we stopped them winning the league for about a fortnight.
Go on, starting 11, Jay. Tell me.
This is, I think it'll be, I'll go with Maka. I think Shaw will come in. I'll go for a centre back pairing of Smalling and Lindelof. And at right back, I actually think he'll bring in Ashley Young. Don't go in the ins and outs of whether he should or not. I think he will. I think he'll go with two older midfielders in Matic and McTominay. I think we'll have a sort of three across in front of that midfield of Pogba, Lingard, and. Do you reckon
Stop
the gaff
playing
man,
with Ollie.
His leg just came out.
Oh dear. It's a sign.
His lifeline.
Do you know what I mean?
It's usually him coming out the leg.
It's not a voodoo doll, is it? And what I've forgotten what I was doing now with all this nonsense. I'm going to go Sanchez as well, and Rashford up front.
Right, well, this is what I've gone for. United will be playing a 4-4 flipping 2. David De Gea in goal. Delo, Jones, Lindelof, Shaw on the back four.
Anyone want to drop De Gea?
No.
It would be interesting, but not for the City game. Not for the City
He
game.
deserves dropping.
Although I'll say this, if De Gea was to leave, wouldn't be adverse to sticking with Romero for a season.
No.
People have got such short memories, right? Against
What?
I'm not saying De Gea needs to go.
No, I'm
I'm saying if he got dropped, it wouldn't be undeserved. He was in my 11.
I'm not saying that he needs to go. I'm saying if he goes, I'd stick with Romero for
Nah, Joe
If he
Pereira's
got
better
dropped,
than Romero.
if he got
Prove
dropped,
the
no,
defence.
that's him leaving, innit? If you're him and you get dropped, you think, right, in a bit.
And Smalling starts.
Yeah. See you in a bit. And Ashley Young's there as captain. Yeah, all right, I'm off.
Right, Pogba, McTominay, my centre mids, Martial on the left, Mata on the right, and then up front, my front two. It's not going to happen, but it will just be quite fun to see. Greenwood and Rashford. Let's hit them on the counter. Put all the pace up front. Let's just see what happens.
Hit them on a counter. That's 4 players in there off of the pitch for the whole game. I don't mind that.
I like it. If Greenwood starts and scores now, you never know. I think there will be a youngster starting.
I feel sorry for that youngster already. He's throwing him into this mix.
Oh, come on. There's not too much pressure on the lad up front, surely. Right, opposition. That's usually what we do now, isn't it? Tell me more about City. Where are the danger areas? Where can we get them? There must be somewhere.
Everywhere.
Come on, right. Now, talking about Man City, and I
Look.
don't want to blow smoke up them because I hate them. But we are talking about one of, if not the best team in world football at the minute.
They're not the best team in world football at the minute. We've just been knocked out of the Champions League by Spurs over 2 legs. Spurs that were without
very
Kane
unlucky to
and
go out of the Champions League,
hadn't made a signing at all,
VAR
which
decision.
is probably the reason why we should have got Poch. But let's not talk about that right now. What I will say is, City, they're out of form a little bit.
As much as they can be.
They're out of form a little bit, but in terms of the way they're playing, because I watched the game they had against Spurs. My hands were sweaty for them and all sorts. It's weird, this.
It's horrible, isn't it? Fucking horrible.
It's
really. Let's face fact, this is the
Spurs
worst.
nearly scored and went, oh!
Well, the thing is, right, what we're going through
I was out
now-
with the kids and I caught myself taking my phone and went, nice one, City. What are you
No,
doing,
right, what
man?
we're going through now, then what did for years. You've got 50-year-old City fans who are only being able to laugh at us having this reaction for the first time now. They've spent like the last
But they didn't want us to
45
do
years
it.
of their life doing it.
But they didn't want us to do it.
I feel sorry for you that you've had to go through this. How are you not? Oh, I don't know.
City are good, man.
Yeah, they are.
They're missing De Bruyne. We're dominating the midfield. Jobs are good. 3-0 win.
Is that it? You're going to tell
2.
Listen, yeah, we know what City are capable of. I just wonder whether, I know it sounds
The
crazy.
pressure's on at the moment.
pressure's on. I wonder whether that will affect them a little bit, because I think if this was the beginning of the season, City would just come out and batter us the way we're playing. I think they'd just be like, not an issue. I think because it is one of those games where you can't even afford to draw. Because Liverpool have got like the dog and duck next week. They've got like the 3 easiest fixtures you can have or whatever it is. They're not going to drop any more points. City have got to win every game. And I just wonder whether that might affect them slightly. And I think that's the only hope for United, if it does, that United can take advantage of that. But they are, like Max, they are a machine. And they're a machine that's been here before. They've been in a title race before. And I think that matters.
It's people thinking now, they're watching this, and all the way throughout you've been thinking, yeah, but I actually want us to lose on Wednesday. Because there are United fans who are genuine United fans and genuinely want the best for this club, who would rather see us lose on Wednesday, right?
I want Manchester United to win, but I want Manchester City to win the title this season.
Yeah.
And both of those things can't happen.
But, yeah.
So it's just an awful position to be in, because if we win, you're going to be celebrating it. You're going to come out the ground and then you're going to go, oh shit,
yeah, exactly.
Liverpool are going to win the league.
And if you are one of those people, right, and you're about to get in the comment and say something about you wanting us to lose on Wednesday, don't. We all need to agree to just pretend. Like, if you don't want us to win on Wednesday, just pretend you do until after the game.
People
and then
that say,
you can say,
people that say, I don't mind us losing because then Liverpool don't win the league, and people. Like, it doesn't mean you're better than anyone else if you think,
I get it. Because it's going to be absolutely horrible.
No matter what happens.
No matter what happens. And it's just levels of horribleness.
The reason why I think we're going to win, and I suppose we go into predictions.
Yeah, we're going to go predictions.
I think we're going to win. And the reason I think that is because it would just epitomise how horrible our season has been.
No. It would epitomise how horrible our season has been. If Liverpool go on and win the league after we beat City, then Poch wins the Champions League.
That'd sum it up.
That would be it, wouldn't it?
The manager we didn't want.
I don't
didn't
care
win
about
anything.
the Spurs. I don't care about Spurs.
I'd love it if Spurs did win the Champions League anyway, because it means Liverpool did.
Exactly,
Because I'm actually worried they could be on for the double.
They are. They're doing the double. The doubles did.
I don't know, man. I get where you're coming from, but I just can't see us getting anything against City. I think City will turn us over.
Go.
3-0 City.
City aren't winning. City are not winning. It's going to be horrible. City aren't winning. United are winning.
It's going to be horrible. United beating City in the derby.
It's going to be a great night.
You got one of them words, did you?
I'm going to go
How
for,
the mighty have fallen.
I hope you're right. I hope we do win, obviously. You know what I mean?
Say what I think.
Sorry.
Actually, no, it's easier to say what I think than what I want. I reckon it's probably 2-0 City. I really do.
We need a lie detector test in this bitch anyway, because
We
he's
do,
just told
actually.
me he hopes I'm right.
Someone's watching this and they figured out ourselves.
And I've just said, I hope we win.
Yeah.
So, someone's watching this and they have figured out, Jay scratches his ear every time he says he wants United to win. Gaz picks his nose. They figured it out and we're lying.
Like, I really want to come out here and say, come on, United, let's do this. But, like, first of all, we'll probably go and do it and then lose against Chelsea, so it means absolutely nothing to the top four. And if we go and do that, what's the point of beating City and giving Liverpool the title?
Right, well, look.
Do you know what I mean?
It's difficult, isn't it?
Whatever happens.
It's horrible.
Where are we going when Liverpool win the league?
I don't even know how to finish this preview. I always try and finish
Because State is in the pre-season tour in Australia.
Somehow they'll probably follow us.
I know, I was going to say we could stay there forever, but they would, wouldn't they? Or the
Liverpool fans.
The
there.
Melbourne branch of the Liverpool supporters club would be everywhere.
Have you seen the Only Fools and Horses where they make a bomb shelter on top of a flat?
Yeah,
That's an idea.
that's us.
I'm moving to freaking Antarctica or something, mate. I'm going to go.
You end up next to an Eskimo with a Mo Salah tattoo.
Fucking 5 times on his arm. Right, we're out. That's been the City preview. Hey ho, it's not exactly very positive, but let's cheer on the Reds even if you don't want them to win. We'll see you next time.
We did have an
Comment
Andy
and
Cole
subscribe.
figurine, but Sheringham's about, so he
Laters.
did one.